if you did the interview and because I've seen that happen, you didn't get one word out. They just mentioned your name off to the side, said you was in the room, and that was all she wrote. Right. If they'd have cut you, I remember your quotes.
Yeah, I actually did the interview. I
remember your quotes. I remember you saying like, "Yo, this shit is basically me in the kitchen. I be cooking it up. Like, yo, y'all like how this is? If not, I go back and make more." I remember the other, because if you sleep, I'm hopping right in the throne. I remember your quotes. You were in the interview. Right. You dig what I'm saying? Right. They cut you out the interview. Now you have it. Now you have something to complain about. But you made it where you were supposed to go.
Nice. But it's almost the same thing like what happened with Benny the Butcher, with our magazine, right? Benny came along in 2018. Remember, Benny was on the cover of one of the Bibles.
No, I was in
2008. All right. In 2018, right? Benny was like, yo.
That's where you would have saw it, though.
Yeah, not really, because if you into that type of thing, when I was doing my biz, I wasn't really interested in a magazine.
Okay.
Or short eyes.
Not that type of magazine.
I mean, the gyro, but you know what I'm saying? That was different.
Right. I know what you're talking about the pussy books. Yeah. But not the pussy books. As far as the viral is concerned, it was like, media-based or whatever, entertainment-based. But Benny hit us up and said, yo, I want Armani Caesar right on the cover instead of Heem and Rick Hyde, right? But Rick Hyde and Heem was buzzing. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right. I said, so we'll come back to this then. You know what I'm saying? I should be home soon, whatever the case may be. You put Benny on one side, we put Armani Caesar on the other side of the magazine. I come home fast forward early this year. He like, yo, I got Heem and Rick Hyde. You ready? And we threw all three of them on the cover.
Right.
So it was more of a timing thing and the fact that like this is who's really hot right now to be on the cover in contrast to, even though I know these guys is popping right now, I'm gonna wait till later because I'm still manifesting them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I understand what you're saying. Like,
my thing was like, right, if they would have just put like the locks on the front cover as far as like the title of it, I would have been perfectly fine with it. But to represent it as D Block, that's why I had an issue with it. Because listen, everyone knows the Locks is a 3-man group. You never heard of a D Block until J Hood stepped on the scene. You feel what I'm saying? So when we all came together collectively, the four of us, we was D Block. So you can't just put them on there and say D Block because you're misrepresenting it without the person that actually
was there.
You're not
made it. So you felt left
you're
out.
not wrong.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. What I will say is, being in some of these meetings, all right, do we want to get the D Block name out, or do we want to and get the biggest look we can get, or do we want to argue with these dudes who don't really have a lot of time to argue? Like the clock is ticking.
All right.
Do we want to argue with these dudes and end up missing the cover? Because at the era you're talking about, the Source was the end all be all. Niggas was jumping out the window to get on those covers. If I tell you some of the things that was happening just that in the lobby, dudes was going nuts to get on the cover.
I dissed Eminem for unsigned hype, bro. Still didn't get it. Yo, shout out to M though. Shout out to Zeno too. Zeno, you need to come up here, so we need to chase some stuff out, bro. But yeah, son.
See, not saying that I was right. I'm just
no, but you're young and you're not in the meetings. You don't see bigger picture.
I'm like, you know what?
As a kid,
I'm like,
with all the talent in the world,
I was somewhat I'm not gonna say fully responsible, but I contributed to or assisted in helping them recreate themselves.
And you felt you deserved the recognition at the time.
You know what I'm saying? Like I brought the younger.
And you felt you deserved the recognition.
Right. Not me, just like so.
No, you. Like nah, come on, bro. You were there, you started it, you felt like you deserved. I'm not mad at that. Like I get that. I also understand. I also understand the big picture.
Right.
You can sit there and I deserve this, and if I don't get it, then fuck that shit. You sure? Fuck that shit.
But see, I didn't look at it like that.
Fuck. That's the translation. Yeah. If you want them to go in there and have that fight, that's what it turns into. So wait. If we don't put your young boy on the cover with you, what you gonna do? What happens? We can't run the story. That's what we doing?
I'm just saying, if you're a shrewd businessman, sometimes they definitely had leverage, but the Locks was who they were. My shit is just like, I mean, you could push the idea. If they decline it, they decline it. But
No, you don't even have those. You got to know when it.
Yeah.
The goal is to get the cover so we can talk about D Block and we can introduce the home.
because it's all about marketing and promotion.
At
So
the
how are
end of
you
the day-
marketing a new artist if you're not willing to go at bat and put that?
They
Remember-
weren't just marketing.
Remember when I said I know your
They were
quotes?
marketing their imprint. They were marketing themselves. They
Remember,
were marketing.
they're
That's what
You're
you
saying
hit it on the
you.
head right there. They was marketing themselves, not the imprint.
Right.
Remember when I
it's
said
part of it.
Remember when I said I know your quotes?
Yeah.
It worked.
Yeah.
It
But
worked.
did it really though?
Yeah.
It did.
Yeah.
Nigga, I was just describing the pictures in the fucking magazine and shit, bro. Like it worked.
It worked way more than it did if they'd have
It
gone the
worked.
other way. If they'd have argued and not done it, it worked way more than the other
To
way.
his point though, is when you got the locks on the cover, and I remember that cover, and I was confused because it was like, if he would have been in there, it would have been like, that's D Block.
You know it from the inside looking in, looking out. You
Out
don't know
loud
it from
looking
the
out.
outside looking in. From the outside looking in, the average dude sees Chic, Styles, and P on it, Chic, Styles, and
that's
Kiss
the
on the
locks.
cover.
Right.
They see the locks, and then they see D Block. What the fuck is that?
Right.
What the fuck is that? What is that?
It's a misconception.
And they go to
because
the-
a lot of people, the average person,
see what you're
they
saying.
associate the locks with D Block because that's what they call the locks as recreating themselves. They're like, yo, that's D Block, the new generation.
Now,
So now,
I'm today.
Now.
I gotta ask.
Down with D Block.
you talking about when you first established it.
Right.
We not looking in retrospect.
we splitting
Yeah,
the block.
in
man. We
retrospect,
splitting-
cool. But you talking about now. I'm talking about when they first trying to get on the map. Everybody knows who you are now. Everybody knows how it worked out now. But when you first trying to get on the map, you don't take them fucking chances. You get your foot in the fucking
I'm saying
door.
respectfully, not even to sound cocky, but respectfully. We was the hottest thing buzzing on the streets. We was
Facts.
breaking the thermostat out here. Like, you know what I
Facts.
mean?
Right.
Like real talk. So I'm like, listen, they know what it is. And like I said, I'm not saying that I'm 100% right or I'm right, period. Anyway, I'm just
Right. You just
Expressing-
felt like they
That's
didn't,
just your
they didn't
POV.
fight
I
the
ain't
way
mad.
they should have fought.
yeah, at the time, that was my mindset. You know what
Shy,
I'm saying?
did you ever feel that way about Wu-Tang?
Nah, because my story was a little different, opposed to Wu-Tang actually putting me in a situation of getting a deal that didn't happen.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I had my own thing, and we was collectively representing the same thing from the same place. But I understand there's Wu-Tang Clan, and then there's Wu-Tang and Wu-Tang Killer Bees. You know what I'm saying? So I never feel no way when it's Wu-Tang Clan business. It's Wu-Tang Clan business. I'm on the side. Watching, I'm just there to support. When it's time for Killer Bees and it's time for me to play my part, I show up. But again, I wasn't never really in a group, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
with
Right.
people.
Right.
So it's a little difference. I may have felt like you if you would have said, okay, now we're Killer Bees as a group, and all of us is together as the Killer Bees, and then we get on the cover and it's Wu-Tang Clan there. I'll be like, damn, I thought we the Killer Bees now for this thing.
Right.
So I get it, but then I also get you got to go with the main imprint because no matter what, no matter how much I sit there and scream ISO, this, that, and third, they're gonna go Wu-Tang. That's
Right.
it.
Facts.
First, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So understanding that, to understand like, yo, they had to get them on there for them to even pay attention, like, oh, and then get inside and taste it first and be like,
Yeah.
oh, this is good.
Right.
Once I open the package, but you might not open the package if it says a different name than Hostess.
Everybody.
You know what I mean? You
Right,
might not
right,
pick
right.
up that donut.
Right.
It's Hostess, even though it looks good and it's, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get the Hostess
I
first.
can't
instead of
imagine
doing-
the shadow you was under. The Wu-Tang logo is almost as big. It's like the Kiss
It's like
logo.
it's like slavery.
It's like the Rolling Stones logo.
It's like slavery. It's like it's on your back.
It's hot for trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work you heard. Making fiends leave earth you heard. Got your baby mama thirst you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf you heard.